All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome. So this program is being recorded, and after the workshop, it will be posted on the RCLS road trip LibGuide, which you will learn more about shortly. But welcome to the RCLS road trip staff training. Throughout the program, you are welcome to put any questions in the chat. We will answer them at the end of the program. So please do put them in throughout so that don't forget them. I would like to introduce our road trip committee. We have Amanda Primiano from the Monroe Free Library. We have Jen Park from RCLS, Dave Costco from RCLS, and also myself, Joanna Goldfarb from RCLS. I do want to also thank the Nassau Library System and the Upper Hudson Library System. They have done similar programs to this, and they were kind enough to share all of their materials with us so that we did not have to start from scratch. So thank you, Nassau, and that's Upper Hudson. Also a quick note, as we go through the presentation, there is some artwork. The artwork is not completely final yet, but you will get a taste of what is to come. So when you receive materials at your library, they might end up looking a little different than what's in the slideshow. All right, Amanda, would you mind sharing the slides?
Sharing the right screen. Hold on, I'm not sharing the right screen. We good?
Yes, we are. Okay. So again, welcome to the RCLS Road Trip staff training. So to start us off, what is the road trip program? So this is based on a library passport program, and the goal is for libraries to go, for patrons to go to different libraries throughout the course of the summer. They will receive a map, and that map will act as their passport, and they will receive a mark for every library that they visit, and they will pick up prizes along the way. For this program, patrons can start at any library in our system. It does not have to necessarily be their home library. They will, at the first library, receive their map, which we'll see a little bit later, and they will receive a sticker as their first prize and go on from there. The reason why we are doing this summer is that the stars kind of all aligned. The libraries, we are opening up pretty much fully since COVID. Based on last summer reading statistics, we are moving right along and bringing people back in, but we're still not quite at pre-COVID participation. So this is going to be a nice push, and the summer reading theme is all together now. So it is a perfect time for us to do a program together as a system. The next slide, please. So this is the map that I was referring to before. Seeing the map now is going to help you visualize what the rest of the program is going to look like as we move forward through the presentation. Also, as we move forward, you might hear us refer to a LibGuide or a listserv. We have created a LibGuide for all of you to use throughout the program. It will have all of these resources on it. And the listserv is going to be a temporary listserv created just for this program so that we can communicate with designated staff at libraries so that we're not sending everything to all RCLS, filling up everyone's inboxes. And with that, I'm going to pass this off to Amanda.
Great. So how does this benefit our member libraries. First, it will strengthen your connection with your community by offering a fun and free activity. What I like about the timeline of this is that it goes beyond the typical summer reading. So even after most of our summer reading programs have ended, people still have an opportunity to do something fun with their family related to the library. It gives you, as the library, an opportunity to share what's unique about your library to your patrons. So maybe you have a library of things that you just got started. Maybe you have a creative lab, or maybe you have a unique statue in your library. It gives you an opportunity to let other people know in your community what's special about your library. You could see a potential increase for use. We're hoping that this will bring in new people who haven't used the library, or maybe even people who haven't been to the library in a while. It also has the potential to increase your community's awareness of your resources. How does it benefit your patrons? It's a fun summer thing for families to do, and it's simple, and they can do it at their own pace. We hope people get to the end, and visit all 47, but it's still something that's fun that they can do together as a family. It will increase their awareness of everything that each of our libraries has to offer as they're visiting. And it'll also, I hope at least, strengthen our patrons' understandings and love for libraries. So how do you prepare for the program? First, you will confirm with RCLS that you would like to participate by completing the survey. And I believe Joanna sent it out. I don't remember when, but I believe the deadline to submit would be May 15th, Joanna?
Yes, that's correct. And I'm about to put the link in the chat as well.
Great. Thank you so much. And what that does is it confirms, and it also indicates to us who is going to be the contact person and who will get added to the listserv to stay updated. So once you've confirmed your participation, you will receive a package of goodies, and you should review the checklist to ensure that you have everything that you need to make this successful. One other thing that we did is, and that Dave will talk about later, is that we have put together some social media materials for you to promote it. The next thing you'll want to do is make sure. I'm sorry. Can everybody mute themselves? Sorry. Thanks. You'll want to display your maps prior to the launch. Start promoting the road trip on your website and your social platforms prior to the launch date to get people excited about it. And then this is a pretty long program, so you'll want to periodically, promote the program on your social platforms from June to September. So in your care package that you'll receive via RCLS delivery will be instructions, posters, maps, prizes, stickers for the maps, stat sheets. Electronically, you'll receive an additional file of the map, statistic sheets if you need more, social media, canned recommended posts. You don't have to use them, but we wanted to put that together for you to make it easier. There's also going to be a patron-facing LibGuide so that patrons can learn more about it. And there's also going to be an internal LibGuide that's going to include information like all the files and some scenarios and frequently asked questions. So again, the program is the 26th to September 8th. And some things you should consider, prior to the launch is what is the unique fact you're going to share about your library? Where will the maps live? I know for me, our maps will live at our circulation decks because it's the first thing people see. Who will be responsible for keeping the statistics? Joanna will talk about what the statistics include later on in the presentation. And then also you want to make sure that everyone in your staff understands the program and feels confident to explain the program to patrons or even answer questions. When Joanna was talking with the other systems that have done this, they've explained to us that not everyone is going to be able to articulate what it is. They might come in and say, hey, I want to do the thing with the stickers, or I want to do the thing with the prizes. So ensuring that your staff all understand the program will help you also be able to understand what your patrons are going to be coming in asking for, if it's not necessarily like, I want to do the RCLS road trip. So when a patron or patrons express interest in the program, here are some things to consider. Determine if they're going to participate as individuals or as a family unit. It doesn't matter. Either way is fine. Confirm they have a library card. If they don't have a library card, obviously it's an opportunity to sign them up. Explain how the road trip works to them. Give each person or a family member a map. Provide a sticker on the map of your library. If it's their first stop, you'll give them the first stop prize, which is going to be an RCLS road trip sticker. So it's going to be a different sticker than the sticker that they have on the maps. Then if they already have, and if you're not their first stop, count how many stickers they have to see if they qualify for any of the other prizes. Joanna?
Okay, so now we get to go through the prizes. So as you can see, libraries, I keep saying libraries instead of patrons. Patrons will receive prizes at numerous libraries. So the first library, fifth library they visit, the 15th, the 25th, the 35th, and the 47th. Next slide, please. So these are the prizes. They get a little bit better the more libraries that you visit. So as Amanda said, we are starting off with a sticker. We're going to move on to a lollipop, a water bottle, reusable cutlery set, a fanny pack that will have the RCLS road trip on it, and a custom t-shirt, because people will do so many things for a free t-shirt. I do want to note that these prizes were picked with sustainability in mind. So we tried to pick prizes, I mean, with the exception of the sticker and the lollipop, that could be used multiple times and would actually be useful. And with that, Dave is going to talk a bit about promoting and marketing this program.
Thanks, Joanna. Good morning, everyone. So as Amanda mentioned, the LibGuide will house everything that has to do with marketing. Could you go to the next slide just so they could see? There we go. Okay, so this is a snapshot of the actual staff-facing LibGuide. It doesn't just house marketing materials, but we'll focus on marketing materials and PR materials first. The first items are social media messages that have been created for you that you can use as is, or you can change the messaging yourself. We wanted to make it as convenient and easy to use and centralized in one location for you to access these materials. So as far as drafting messages, you could copy and paste these messages. You could copy, paste, and change them a little bit. They're primarily designed for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but you don't have to limit yourself to using these messages just for those platforms. Feel free to use them on any platforms that your library uses to promote programs, services, or anything else. As far as promoting the event, or the program rather, you want to use your typical vehicles as far as promotion, your website, social media, newsletter, email blast, posters, flyers around the library. If you have any relationships with the school district or community vendors or businesses in the area, you may want to reach out to them as well to possibly put some posters or flyers in their location. While the main goal is to get folks into the library, there's also a few secondary goals. We want people not to just visit the libraries, while that's their main objective, but we want them to experience the communities the libraries live in. So, for example, we want to make sure that they make it possibly a day trip. Maybe they go to the library in the morning, and maybe they go to lunch in the afternoon somewhere in the community, or visit some other areas or vendors or places of interest in the community. So you may want to talk to people after they're done visiting the library about other things they could possibly do in the community. As far as promotion, I would recommend promoting at least several times a week as far as the lead up to the actual road trip. But as Amanda mentioned, I think it's a good idea to continually promote throughout. And at one point, you'll probably want to transition to do promotion, but as well as sharing the experience online with people, as far as taking pictures when people are in the library, obviously with their permission, taking pictures of people receiving prizes. You want to make sure that you're posting, you're tagging, you're sharing on all your social media platforms. You want to also possibly remind the patrons to do the same, for them to post, tag, and share to promote the program as well. Let's see, as far as hashtags, we have a few different hashtags. RCLS road trip, summer of 47. We wanted to limit just to a few, so those are the main ones that I'd recommend using. The marketing portion of the LibGuide is under construction. It hasn't been completed yet, but in a perfect world scenario, I think on the LibGuide, you'll also see what's called clusters of libraries. So what we've done is we try to create messaging that will tell individuals, you don't just have to visit one library a day. If another library is close by, maybe you could hit up that library or a few different libraries. So we've kind of grouped them into what we're calling library clusters. So those cluster messages will be on the LibGuide as well, so you could simply copy and paste. And like I mentioned at the beginning, if you see something that you think, you know what, our library is closer to this one, we should probably mention that, you're not required to use the clusters that we've put forth. Feel free to create your own clusters if you like. We just wanted to make sure we gave you a great foundation in a centralized location to use as much or as little as you want to promote the event throughout the summer, as far as not only just the messaging, but graphics as well. So maybe on your website, you'll put a graphic that we have on the LibGuide showing the date and naming the program, and maybe put a little message below it explaining it. As far as questions, issues, something may not look right, you're realizing as the program is moving forward that, hey, this, you know what, this may be a better idea, or maybe we should try this. Feel free to use the distribution list to email us to change anything, or to update something, upgrade something. We're very open as far as making sure that the experience is the best for everyone that takes part. So if you see any issues or have any ideas, feel free to shoot us an email, and let's make this a great program. I look forward to chatting with everybody throughout the summer. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. So as the government relations specialist at RCLS, I would be remiss if I did not discuss how this is a great program to connect with your local legislators. These could be your town council members, members of your Board of Education, anyone that sits on a planning board, really, truly anyway. But RCLS is going to be providing maps and resources to our senators and assembly members. So we will not be sending out the information directly to town council members, but I will be conveying the information to our 13 assembly members and senators. Some have only one library in their area, and some have many, like 17. So do not expect them necessarily to visit all of the libraries in their service areas, but if you would like to connect with them and invite them for a photo opportunity with the map or to receive a prize, I am happy to set that up. Or you may contact them directly, but please keep me in the loop so that we can be aware of when they are visiting the library for a photo op. Some may visit the library just with, their kids or by themselves, and not necessarily want a photo op. It doesn't mean that they, do not want to engage with the program, but it could be that they just want to be their own selves in the community, visiting their library and participating, and that's okay too. So this information will be going out to the assembly members and the senators, and I will be providing the directors with that information when it's sent out and what they have received. So if you have any questions or you would like to have some sort of special photo opportunity with the legislators, the summer is a great time. They are generally local because session is not happening in Albany. And it's a great opportunity to showcase what's happening in your library and future initiatives that you also will be hosting within your library. So feel free to reach out to me. My information will be shared either through a follow-up email, or you can find it on the LibGuide, and it'll be just a wonderful opportunity to really get some new faces into the library, especially those who have been newly elected this past November. Thank you.
Okay, the part that will be everyone's favorite. Is it really a program if we don't take statistics? So yes, we are going to ask everyone to capture some statistics about this program. We determined what to collect it with the effort of making this simple for library staff to capture the information, but still make sure that we're collecting something that is meaningful. We're going to see the statistics page in just a bit, but before we get there, sorry, I just lost my place in my notes. We will be using these statistics to help everyone report back out to their communities. The form will most likely be in an infographic, but of course we won't be able to determine that for certain until we have all the statistics collected at the end of the summer. This infographic or whatever it ends up being will be able to be shared with your community, with your board, with your local elected officials, with state officials to help show the impact of this program and of libraries in general. Next slide, please. So this is a peek at what we will be asking to collect. So we will ask everyone to collect when a new person participates and signs up for the road trip program. So when you give your map and the stickers, that's when you will make little just tally marks in that first section where it says new road trip participant. We are asking that you set it up by children, teen, and adults. Use your best judgment. You don't have to ask people how old they are. We just want a general sense of who is participating. Next, we have existing road trip participants. So if someone walks in and they already have a map, whether it's one person or it's a group of people sharing the map, you're just going to put in a little hash mark under child, teen, or adult as you see is appropriate. And finally, we do want to know, as one of our goals is to have new people sign up for library cards, if that goal is being met. So please, if you are able to capture if a new library card was created as a result of this program, do capture that information as well. We ask that libraries submit twice a month your statistics. So that would be on the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month. Of course, if you are closed those days, don't come in on your day off to submit. Wait until the next day that the library is open. The submission form is straight on that staff-facing LibGuide, which we will put a link in the chat a little bit later so you can poke around and look through things. So again, it's embedded. We will send some paper forms for you. If your library has an electronic method of capturing statistics, you are welcome to use it. Use the method that works best for your library and keeps workflow smooth. Again, the goal of this program is to be easy for library staff to execute. So if you want to modify this, as long as you are capturing this information, use a method that works for you and your staff. Next slide, please. And we do have some additional resources, again, on the LibGuide. Let me put that link in the chat now. So these resources include audiobook guides. So if we're asking people to drive around, they might want to listen to an audiobook. So you can recommend audiobooks. Most of the resources on there are built into Overdrive. We have some sample scenarios. So things like the first one, patrons who do not have a library card and do not live in your service area, visit the library to start the road trip. What do you do? Well, this is an opportunity to say, hey, I'm sorry you don't live in this area, but this is your home library. But let's get you started with this road trip. Here's your first library prize. And when you go sign up for a library card, that's going to be your second sticker. So you are well on your way to your 5th library prize. If someone, or if a group of people, a family, wants to all use the same map when they come into the library, that's fine. So they can share a map, and when it is time to receive a prize, everyone in that family will receive prizes. You take one thing away from this, the one thing I want you to take away is, when in doubt, give the prize. That's it. When in doubt, give the prize. All of these scenarios kind of end with giving people prizes. If someone walks in on the second day and they have check marks next to every single library and they ask for a t-shirt, I'm happy to give them a t-shirt so they can walk around with something that says RCLS road trip and they can advertise for us. When in doubt, give the prize. Again, hopefully this cuts down on staff stress. So if someone comes in and they really want that fanny pack, just give them a fanny pack. It'll cut down on staff stress and increase patron enjoyment. So just as a recap, give the prize, look out for your starter kits in mid-June with the materials that Amanda mentioned before. And with that, I think we are ready for questions. I do see that some questions came in the chat. So we will start with those. And of course, if you think of additional questions, continue adding them. The first questions were about which libraries have already confirmed. If you are curious, put in the chat that you would like to know, and I will look up which libraries have confirmed after we're done today and let the folks who are interested in knowing know. Who was the participation survey sent to? Yes, it was sent to library directors. So please, of course, speak to your library director before going all in, just to make sure that everyone is all in. Do you have to have a library card to participate? No. Hopefully participants would like to sign up for a library card when they come to the library. But if someone doesn't have it, they can still start. If someone is visiting for the summer and they don't actually live in our area, that's okay. We want them to have a good time while they're here. they can participate too. Okay, question about when keeping statistics, child, do we have to break it down to 0, 5, and 6 to 11? That question comes from the annual report where we have to report statistics on 0 to 5 and 6 and 11. We are not asking for that. However, if you would like to track that for your own library, yes, please do that. Again, whatever works for your library. If you want to modify those statistics to be more meaningful to you, do so, as long as we are able to capture those basics on our end, that's fine. Can library staff participate and receive prizes? I don't see why not. We've already told our delivery drivers that they can participate, and I think they have an advantage over everyone. So yes, I think that's fine. And yes, RCLS is going to provide all the prizes. So that's going to be in that packet of materials that libraries will receive in mid-June. Okay, libraries who are wanting to know if they will be confirmed. Okay, just again, I will get back to those libraries after this, whether or not you've been confirmed. Annual report. The answer is, I don't know. At the moment, the annual report does not ask for passive programs or patron-led programs, and this is what that category would fall under, that category of passive programs. We understand that the annual report, the questions are being reevaluated this year, and libraries all over the state really want passive programs on the annual report. So the answer is maybe it will be on the annual report. If not, we are still, again, capturing these statistics so that we can share it with communities and local officials and library boards. So the statistics will not go to waste. We include this program as a Beanstack badge. Sure. And Michelle, once you do that, if you wouldn't mind sharing that, how you did it with libraries, I think that would be a great addition. Will the larger prizes be sent to the library so we can distribute them? Yes. Again, in that starter pack that has things like the maps and posters and all of the physical materials, it will include a set of prizes. Is there any other questions, or would any of the other committee members like to add anything?
Actually, I had one more item that I forgot to mention. As far as the marketing and PR materials, I think I mentioned they're under construction currently, so we just ask that you hold off as far as promoting the program. As of right now, we just want to make sure we have everything complete and ready to go for you. As Joanna mentioned, some items could be changing a little bit, being worked on, so we ask that you just wait for the all clear as far as marketing materials. I think that's it for me.
And we did get a question, Jen, thanks for asking it or answering it, just so everyone hears. If we need 4 prizes, will you send them? Yes. Yes. I forgot to mention this before, so thank you for asking. The reason why we're just sending kind of a starter kit is so that libraries don't have to store a large number of materials. So yes, the starter kit is just that, it's a start so everyone has everything they need for the first few weeks, and then we can send more prizes as needed. And that's also what that listserv that folks will be added to is for. So if you need some prizes and you want to know who has what nearby, feel free to ask around on there, but of course, contact myself or someone at RCLS and we will get more prizes to you. Okay, the program start dates. Thank you, Jen. It starts from June 26th and it goes to September 8th. And again, all of the materials that we spoke about today are on the LibGuide, and let me put that link in the chat again. All right, last call for questions. All right, and of course, if anyone thinks of anything as soon as we end this training session, all is not lost. Give us a call, send us an email. We are happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day.